choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the slot man goes in motion left. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And that to the 30. It'll be second down. This defense for the Chiefs, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Moore, the man in motion. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing, Mills. And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Pierce will try to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Fourth down, Mills. And this will be caught by Edwards. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these 2 teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The Texans at 11-2 now. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the 41, Mills. Throw left side complete. That's Edwards. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Houston. Like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, no 2 ways around it. Anytime you get the current #1 and #2 seeds in the AFC playing each other this late in a season, it's a big game.
It is definitely a big game, and not just for seeding and placement and such, but for trying to establish yourself as the team to beat. You want everyone else in the league to look at you and say, boy, it's going to be tough to knock those guys off.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
They'll run here with Pierce. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Once more, it's Pierce. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
3rd and goal, Mills. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And nowhere to run on the interior of that deep. Now the red challenge flag makes an appearance as Andy Reid wants a second opinion. So the decision to throw the flag, a good one by Andy Reid. 43. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
from the gun. They'll try to run it. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now, that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, they'll try and pick it up with a counter. Shoves him aside. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Not much room to run. Just gets it to the 35 after showcasing his tough running. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. Really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
43. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. Dances by him, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Couple up to the 22.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Give left side for Pierce. And he is going to lose yardage here. Big stop from a guy who can bring a big hit, Nick Bolton.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They go again with Pierce. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Going for it with Pierce.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Here's Pierce on the counter.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. The slot man in motion right.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, here's Pierce.
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Now they'll pitch it to Pierce.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
On 2nd and goal, Mills. Touchdown, Texans!
Christian Watson.
His 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season.
And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Oftentimes we play as an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field, whether or not they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU most. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half, and for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out, and as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken in at the 3. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. Second and 11. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th and short, they had the ball right at the midfield stripe. Was curious what they were going to do. Turns out going for it, the good play.
Reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday before this game where you said, you know, it's interesting about the NFL nowadays. Oftentimes in short yardage situations, they throw the ball. In the old days, they would run it. That was an old school call right there.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
That's into the hands of Edwards. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mills. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Right back to him on 1st down. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 9. And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44. 123 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. A A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here we go on 4th down. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. I got to tell you, I'm shocked. When I realized they were running the football at 4th in that distance, I thought that was a surefire throw.
I can hear it in your voice because I'm the exact same way.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. It was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Texans, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.